Yo, quick question. What's the point of voting if politicians can just undo your vote? Because that's exactly what's happening in Ohio right now. In 2023, Ohio voters said legalize weed. 57% said yes. Democracy won. The people spoke. And now politicians are trying to make it illegal again. I'm not playing. This is real life. Welcome to Messy Int, where we break down the news that affects your life. No cap. Let's get into it. November 7th, 2023. Ohio voters passed Issue 2, legalizing recreational marijuana for adults 21 and over. It wasn't even close. 57% voted yes. That's in 30 out of 33 state Senate districts. The people made their voices heard loud. Fast forward to 2025, and Ohio politicians said, nah, we don't like that, and started cooking up this bill called SB 56. And let me tell you, this bill is wild. Today, we're breaking down what they're trying to do, why it matters, and what it really means for everyday people in the hood. Stay with me, this gets crazier by the minute. So first, let's set the scene. When Issue 2 passed, it was supposed to work like this. Adults 21 and up can buy weed from licensed dispensaries. You can grow a few plants at home. You can possess up to 2.5 ounces. Simple, right? The law also included some really important protections, like, que si por quince. You couldn't be fired from your job just for smoking weed on your own time. You couldn't lose custody of your kids. Landlords couldn't evict you. You couldn't be denied an organ transplant because you use cannabis. Real protections for real people. There was also money set aside, tax revenue from weed sales to help communities that got destroyed by the war on drugs, money for expunging records, money to help people who spent decades locked up for doing the exact same thing that's now legal. That's what the people voted for. Now enter the Ohio legislature with Senate Bill 56. And y'all, they said everything you just voted for? Yeah, we're changing that. Let's break down what SB 56 actually does. And I'm warning you now, it's giving we work for corporations, not the people. Problem number 1, out-of-state weed is now illegal. First up, you can't have weed from anywhere except Ohio. So let's say you live in Toledo, right on the Michigan border. Michigan's been legal for years. They got better prices, better selection, more dispensaries. You drive 20 minutes, cop some legal weed from a licensed Michigan dispensary, and come back home. Guess what? You're now a criminal. No other legal state does this. You can buy bourbon in Kentucky and bring it to Ohio. You can buy cigarettes in Indiana and bring them back. But weed? Nah, that's illegal. And here's the kicker. How are they even gonna know where you got it from? They can't, which means anytime you got weed on you, cops can interrogate you about where it came from. Even if you bought it legally in Ohio, they can question you. And if you can't prove it, criminal record. It's a trap, plain and simple. Problem number 2, no more sharing. Remember puff puff pass? That phrase your homie says when you're hogging the blunt. Yeah, they made that illegal. Under SB 56, you can only share cannabis at your primary residence. Not at a party, not at a concert, not even at your boy's house. So if you're at a wedding and you pass someone a gummy, criminal. At a barbecue and you share a joint, criminal. Let your homie hit your pen at a football game, believe it or not, also criminal. And we're talking about a criminal record, not just a ticket, a record that can mess up job applications, housing, everything. Meanwhile, you can pass someone a beer at any of these places and nobody cares. Make it make sense. Problem number 3, smoking restrictions. Here's where it gets even more ridiculous. The original version of this bill tried to make it illegal to smoke weed in your own backyard. Yes, your backyard, your property, your house. They backed off that a little bit after people went crazy, but you still can't smoke in hotel rooms, bar patios, or most rental homes. And if your landlord includes a vaping ban in your lease, that's now a criminal offense too. So you can drink alcohol in all these places, you can smoke cigarettes on bar patios, but cannabis? Nope. Oh, and good luck if you're disabled or can't easily access a car trunk, because they also made it illegal to transport open cannabis anywhere except locked in your trunk or behind the last upright seat, because apparently having weed in your cup holder is a public safety crisis. Problem number 4, they can take everything. This next one is genuinely disturbing. Remember those protections I mentioned? The ones that said you can't be discriminated against for legal cannabis use? SB 56 removes all of them. That means you can lose custody of your kids. You can be denied an organ transplant. You can lose your professional license. You can be fired from your job. You can be denied benefits, all for doing something that's legal. Let that sink in. You could be dying on a transplant list, need a new liver to survive, and they can say, sorry, you smoke weed, and just let you die. You could have your kids taken away by CPS because you use cannabis legally in your own home. You could lose your nursing license, your teaching license, your CDL, whatever you need to make a living because you smoke weed on the weekends. This is insane. This is not what people voted for. Problem number 5, watered down product. They also cut the THC limits. Used to be 90% for concentrates. Now it's 70. Why does that matter? I hear you asking. Because when you lower the legal THC limits, people start making their own concentrates at home with butane, which can cause explosions and leave dangerous residues. Professional extractors have safety equipment, proper ventilation, all that. Your cousin in his garage does not. So they're literally making it more dangerous by trying to make it safer. Classic government move. Problem number 6, limited dispensaries. They capped dispensaries at 400 for the entire state. Ohio has over 11 million people. That's one dispensary for every 27,000 plus people. For comparison, there's a Walgreens or CVS on literally every corner. You can't drive 5 minutes without seeing 3 McDonald's. But weed, nah, we gotta limit that. You know what this creates? Monopolies. Long drives to get legal weed, lines, high prices because there's no competition. Who benefits? Big corporations who can afford the licenses. Who loses? Small businesses, rural communities, regular people. Problem number 7, no help for the communities they destroyed. And here's the most disrespectful part. Issue 2, set aside money, tax revenue from weed sales to help communities that got destroyed by the war on drugs. Money to help clear criminal records, money for job training, money for people whose lives got ruined over a plant that's now making the state millions. SB 56 eliminates that funding. Let me repeat that. They're taking away the money that was supposed to help the communities they locked up. Black and brown folks got locked up for decades over weed. Families destroyed, careers ended, kids grew up without parents over weed. Now that it's legal and profitable, sorry, that money's going somewhere else. They won't even fund the expungement process properly. People still have criminal records for doing what's now legal, and the state won't help clear them. It's gentrification in policy form. Legal for the corporations, criminal records for the people, but it's just a minor misdemeanor, they say. $150 fine and maybe some community service. Cool. That's still a criminal record. That shows up on background checks. That can keep you from getting jobs. That can mess up housing applications. That can affect custody hearings, all for doing something that voters specifically said should be legal. Here's why this matters beyond just Ohio. This is about whether your vote even means anything. Over 25,000 Ohioans have sent emails to their representatives saying, don't do this. The people are fighting back. But if politicians can just override what voters clearly said, if they can take something you voted for and change it into something you voted against, then what's the point of voting at all? This is a test case. If they get away with this in Ohio, other states will try it too. Look, whether you smoke weed or not, this should make you mad. The people voted, democracy happened, and politicians said, nah, we know better. They're creating new criminals out of people doing legal things. They're taking away protections. They're cutting funding for the communities they destroyed, all while big corporations get richer. It's the same playbook they always use. Legalize it, regulate it to death, criminalize the people, profit off the corporations. If you're in Ohio, contact your representatives. Tell them SB 56 is trash. If you're not in Ohio, pay attention, because this could be your state next. That's it for today. Hit subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you think. This is Messy ENT. We keep it real, we keep it messy, and we keep you informed. Stay woke, stay loud, and don't let them take what you voted for. Peace.